Having a warm and delicious cinnamon roll is so enjoyable, and many of us have had our first experience with cinnamon rolls as we have walked through the mall and smelled that fresh aroma wafting by us. However, these commercial cinnamon rolls are filled with sugar and other additives which are oftentimes just not healthy. So why not learn how to make our own healthy version of cinnamon rolls, and even better, we're making it from sourdough, injecting another level of nutrition than just the standard. Come on with me as I show you how to make our homemade cinnamon rolls. So what we're going to be doing here first is making up our eggs. Now you'll see that for many of my recipes, I am working with good materials that are healthy for you, and I'm trying to avoid all that sugar, fillers, creams, and these things that are just not healthy for us. So what we're going to be using today, instead of eggs, which are okay in its own rightful place, but as a frequent constancy in our diets, we should very much try and limit that because of the high levels of cholesterol, especially if we're trying to avoid this in our diet. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be using some flax meal and making our own flax eggs. I have a partner with me, so she's going to be helping me out. So we're going to be adding a little bit of this flax egg to the bowl. All right, and then we're going to be adding some water to it so that we can go ahead and make our flax egg to be the consistency of kind of like an egg white. So we'll go ahead and add some water to our bowl. And then we're just going to go ahead and mix that up. And while we're mixing that up, we're going to be working on a few other things. We are going to need our active and fed starter. If at all possible, it's best if you have already fed it so that it's good and ready to go. This one is pretty bubbly and ready. This starter, by the way, is made of millet. So we are going to be needing 1 cup of fed starter. And this is good to do too, because I am using this as my discard for the day, and then I'm going to refeed my starter. So recipes like this are great to use for your sourdough discards. Of course, when it's ready and mature to be used. Next, we are going to use some oat milk. And we're going to be adding about 2/4 cups. This is fresh oat milk that I have made up in my nutter. It's so simple and easy to use, and it really helps to make things nice and easy when wanting to have a plant-based milk. Next, I'm going to be adding a little bit of a sweetening agent, we can go ahead and mix this in. I'm gonna be adding just a bit of honey. I would say about 2 tablespoons of honey. If you have vanilla extract, you can also add that too. Today we don't have it, so we're going to be working with just what we have. And that's what is a beauty of working in your kitchen. You are working with what you have, and it can still turn out to be so very delicious. I'm not using any salt because we can always add that if we would like. Now I'm going to be adding my freshly milled flour. I just went ahead and milled about 90% soft white wheat in my Nutrimill and about 10% of the hard white wheat. So I'm going to go ahead and get this in our mix. And we are using about 3.5 cups. So now is where we're going to need to get our hands in there to really get things incorporated. And you can always add a little bit of water to help you out along the way. You could also do this in a stand mixer if you have it, but I find getting your hands in there very therapeutic, and it really helps you to feel how your dough's consistency should be when you really get in there yourself. I'm going to add a little bit more oat milk. Just trying to incorporate everything into a bit of a ball. What we're going to be doing now is we are going to set this in our bowl and we're going to let it rest for about an hour or so. I can also place it in my oven under the proof setting, and I'm gonna put a damp towel over it and let it set. I'll see you in a little bit, then we'll begin the next steps. Now it has been a little over an hour and we are ready to proceed to the next step. The dough has risen some. It's not going to rise so appreciably based on what we're using, but it has risen to a good amount. So what we want to do now is we want to take it out. I have just floured the surface a little bit here so that we can work with it easier. So we take it out. It is smelling pretty good in here, let me tell you. And then we're gonna just roll a little bit. You can even put some flour on your rolling pin if you like. So you just want to roll the dough out so that you can make your surface ready to put on your filling. And you don't want to roll it out too thin because you kind of want the cinnamon rolls to have a little substance to it. And this is a pretty good rolling size for what we're wanting to do for today. Next, we're going to make our filling. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be using some date syrup for our filling. Now, I always try to put something healthy and nutritious wherever I can. And date syrup is rich in minerals that are so good for your body. Now, this is definitely a better replacement than the standard sugar that is often used for filling. So this is a plus if you have it. I got mine from Azure Standard. I'll go ahead and leave a link below for Azure Standard. It is a family-owned company that I really enjoy obtaining bulk products from organic, non-GMO groceries to home and household items. They have so many choices for you. So this is one. I have a bulk size of some date syrup. I'm gonna just add a bit to our bowl so that we can go ahead and make our filling. Now this is just pure date syrup. There's no added sugar. It is literally just dates. Next, I'm gonna be adding a few spices, a little cinnamon, and we're gonna do a little pinch of ginger. Ginger is also very good for you, anti-inflammatory and packed with nutrition to keep you healthy. Now, I tend not to use a lot of oils in my cooking, but for occasional times, I will use, if any, just a small amount. Notice I did not add any large amounts of butter, no butter at all, to my dough. So I'm gonna go ahead and add, I would say, about a teaspoon or so of the coconut oil to give it a little bit of a nice coconut flavor and to just add to making up the consistency of the filling. Okay, we are doing a great job here with my helper. Okay, so we are all mixed in. So now what we're gonna do is we are just gonna apply this healthy and beautiful paste that we have made here to the dough. And you just smooth it over as you can. And we don't want to get over the edges, so we're gonna take our time and do that. We don't want it creeping out on us too very much. Okay, now that is looking good. So now what we are gonna do is we are going to start rolling up our dough with this filling inside. So you're just gonna carefully take it and roll in. Roll in, roll in, roll in. Gently, gently, because it tends to want to kind of squish out on you a bit. Roll, 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 roll. And it's inevitable, you're gonna get some ooze, but that is all right. And then I'm just kind of pinching the end, just a little pinch. And then we're gonna do that final roll over, and we have it there. We have made ourselves a little log. So I'm gonna make some larger size rolls. So I'm gonna cut mine pretty big. And then I'll have a little mini one. So I've cut mine in about 5 pieces. And there you are. You can serve this just as is if you like, or you can add some ice cream for an additional treat. I use plant-based ice cream such as a coconut would be nice. You can also add some fresh fruit like strawberries. That would be delicious too. So I'm just drizzling over a bit more of the date syrup. And of course, you know I'm gonna try some. Let's see. It is so moist. The cinnamon with the ginger and the date syrup, you can't beat it. It is delicious. Please go ahead and try this and know that it is so much healthier for you than the ones that you can buy in the store. Go back into your childhood and try yourself some cinnamon rolls. I'll see you next time.